Hi, this is Samira from Channel 13, and I'm here on lethal injections. Lethal injections gained popularity in the late 20th century as a form of execution, intended to supplant other methods. Notably, electrocution, gas inhalation, firing squads, and hanging were considered to be less humane. Lethal injection is the most common form of execution. One of the most prominent cases was the case of Dennis McGuire in Ohio. He was one of the first to experience the new experimental drug, cocktail. He reportedly took a long amount of time to pass away. But now, here's Chrissy, our field reporter, with more information.
Thank you, Samira. Here, in this prison in January, Dennis McGuire experiences lethal injection cocktail. He reportedly gasped for air and took 25 minutes to die. Another man, days earlier in Oklahoma, experienced the same drug, and his last words were, "I feel like my whole body is burning." This mixture of hydromorphone and midazolam did eventually kill McGuire, but it took a toll on him. Let's talk to Officer Rohr about what he witnessed. What exactly did you witness?
Well, you see, I'm the sheriff over here in this prison, and I was with Dennis. I was the one administrating his lethal injection, and it happened around 10:30. And then afterwards, like a couple minutes later, he started choking for air. He started gasping for air and snoring. He sounded like a whole hog. You know those hog rodeos where they put the lasso over the hog and they start squealing and they start making all these noises? It sounded like that. Anyways, so after a couple minutes of his chest heaving and his fist clenching, he didn't look like he was having a good time. He died. It took around 25 minutes. And even though he did a bad crime, no one deserves that. Not even a hog. You know what I mean?
Okay, thank you, Officer Rohr, for your input. Back to you, Samira.
Thank you, Christy. This isn't one of the only cases of lethal injection. Many countries use lethal injection, and the leader in this is China. In China, the annual executions, on average, is 10,000 people. Lethal injection was considered more humane than other tactics. Officer Wang Jun has agreed to interview, so here it is.
Hello, Samira. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to explain my perspective on lethal injection. I am a sheriff in this Chinese prison, as you can see here, and we are in China, as you can tell from this Chinese flag in my back pocket. Anyways, I have worked at this prison for many years, and my first lethal injection I've done here was Rong Zhang Kai. After I injected him 1/3 of the lethal injection into his veins, I asked him how he felt, and he said he felt like he was floating. I asked him again later, and he said it was a very comfortable experience. When I asked the third time, he didn't respond. He was already dead. The lethal injection is very peaceful and way more humane than the previous execution methods of the latter years. That's why lethal injection is very good. Thank you.
Thank you, officer. You may be wondering, how does this work? What's the difference? Here's the renowned chemist Michael Keston.
Hi, my name is Michael Keston. Thank you for reaching out to me. Most states in the United States use 3 drugs in their protocol, including an anesthetic agent like sodium thiopental to knock them unconscious, and if the other 2 drugs do not kill the victim, they'll just die from a lack of breathing. A muscle relaxant like pancuronium bromide to induce complete paralysis, which would also kill by asphyxiation, and potassium salt, which would increase the concentration of potassium in the blood, causing cardiac arrest. 11 states have switched to exclusively using sodium thiopental. However, the producers of necessary drugs for these lethal injections stopped supplying U.S. prisons in 2011 under activist pressure, causing prisons to look for new, untested drugs to use. In the case of Ohio's Dennis, midazolam acted as a sedative to knock the condemned unconscious, but it's possible that it couldn't achieve the level of unconsciousness required, leaving the other drug to do its dirty work. As for the hydromorphone, overdose can lead to respiratory depression, a low heart rate, and decreased blood pressure, among other things. You also asked for a compound used in Chinese executions. Potassium cyanide makes a person lose consciousness with brain death eventually following, but during the period between, the victim can suffer convulsions. That's all from me, Michael Keston. So, thanks.
Hey, why are you wearing my lab coat? Come on.
These countries clearly have different stances on lethal injection. Thank you, Michael Keston. That's all for our story today. Stay tuned for our astrology. How is your relationship going? Is he cheating on you? Also, do birds really work for the bourgeoisie? Stay tuned at 8 p.m.
All right, that was a good take.
Hey, what are you doing in my office? Get out of here!
Hey, why are you wearing my lab coat?
Injection in my time working here. My first was of Zhang Rong Tai.
The little concrete bit at the end.
Oh, that's gonna look bad.
As long as you can read silver.
These glasses turn into actual
But then we miss out on the glory of the complex of that, which
Jesus.
suggests big authoritarian prison.
You don't see it
Can
anymore.
y'all hear me good?
Yes!
Like that. Don't move it.
Oh.
Did you take an elective in film?
Look, that's
Did you
perfect.
take a year elective in film?
That's perfect.
Oh.
Please.
Oh, let me just.
Gasped for air and took 25 minutes to die. Another man days earlier in Oklahoma.
Don't get in the shot!
Another man days earlier in Oklahoma experienced.
I will snap your neck.
What did I say?
I'm reading it! It's recording already, if you want. Am I in the shot?
Oh, that was.
Are you ready?
B!
Get in the shot, man. Okay, you're a bit close.
You got a bee over there.
Come on!
My name is Michael
Test
with a B, and I'm afraid of insects.
Where's the bee?
There's a bee! Podcast. There's a car!
Uh-oh.
Hit me.
Not gonna.
You can
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
For legal reasons, that's a joke. For serious India mafia, please don't kill me, that's a joke.
Hello.
These countries clearly have different stances on lethal injection. Thank you, Michael Keston. Thank you, Samira.